Good day. My name is Mehdi Moghareh. I'm the CEO and co-founder of OCAL Financial. Um, we found OCAL roughly around 5 years ago through remote financing. And quickly after, me and my business partner, Matthew Friesen, we decided to be the first virtual automotive finance company in Canada. And we start our process in the sense of creating process and becoming more digitally friendly, understanding where the mistakes happens in the traditional automotive industry. Where do people get on the dealer side and on the consumer side? Where do they get pressured? Where do they lose money? Where could they do better? And based on the experience myself, 25 plus years in automotive business, and Matthew for several years in manufacturers, and prior to that, ownership of ADESA Vancouver, we came up to the conclusion of, okay, where traditional car dealerships, they are taking the most losses are in inventory, holding the inventory due to change of market, change the wants and needs clients have. Sometimes people like black cars, sometimes people like SUVs, sometimes people start liking sedans. So it's very hard to keep up with the trend, colors, styles. One day is electric, one day is hybrid, one day people don't want a hybrid or they don't want an electric. So holding on to the inventory always creates such a loss for a dealer side of it, and that's where they struggle. And when it comes to the client side of it, clients is always at the mercy of the dealer inventory, in a sense of what do they have available, what they don't have available. And it's never tailored. Like if they want to buy a vehicle, but they want to buy, let's say, a red Honda Civic, but they don't want to buy a brand new one, but they want a red Honda Civic. They want a standard transmission. They don't want an automatic transmission. In any traditional dealership, client doesn't really have that opportunity. With the way we have designed OCAL, the client, after securing the pre-approval, so knowing exactly what their capability of purchase is, we discuss the whole detail of their financing with them. We go over their credit, making sure clients also understand where they stand, where they could do better, or what they have been doing fantastic to have such a strength or weakness in their credit. After doing that, we actually sit down and take all the needs and wants the client has, and we tailor make our search in a sense to find exactly what the client wants or close enough. Again, we are in a pre-owned market. Sometimes certain type of vehicle at a time doesn't exist. But with our partnership with OpenLink Canada, which they are the largest auction house in Canada, which they have partnership with all the leasing company, all the rental company, also repo places with the banks and other facilities. It gives us the opportunity at any given time to be able to purchase a vehicle for the client, and also that does give us the opportunity to not needing having an inventory. So like having 100 or 200 vehicles in Vancouver or BC or Toronto or wherever else we exist, having inventory. So saying all of that, that does give the client, in a sense, somewhat of a confidence and security of knowing what we show them, it's what they can actually afford and purchase. But where we figured out we cannot just change our way of selling, we have to also change the way we do the delivery, or communicating with the client, or dealing with the banks. All those different avenues, which together creates the sale between for the client and us. There was a lot of other moving pieces, such as delivering the vehicle to the client. It's 8 hours from us. It's really hard to be able to show them the vehicle, making sure the vehicle is exactly what they want. So we came up with the technology such as doing everything digitally, sending the vehicle digitally to the client, sending their history of the vehicle digitally, and also to give them the security of understanding what they're buying as far as their contract and price and payment goes prior to delivering the vehicle to the client. We go over the full digital contract and making sure the client does understand what the price, payment, interest rate is, and other detailed information, which is usually in the contract. And at the dealership, you're either under pressure of the excitement of taking a delivery of the vehicle, or you're in a time crunch, or however, it's not usually, time is not your best friend at the dealership. You're usually push, fast, let's get it done. So, because I have dealt with all of that in the past, we wanted to create a seamless process and beneficial option for our clientele. You know, I understand it's different. It's very, very foreign to people buying a vehicle without test driving it, without going to 6 different dealerships, dealing with 9 different sales guys, and may or may not getting the deal they want. But we have adjusted and adapt the technology with AI. OCAL is, I would say, is the first creator of salesperson or account manager agent. What the agent does, we have trained and we have figured out where does the salesperson or a sales manager make a mistake in a sense of communicating with the client, always being in an upbeat and energetic attitude, not shortcutting, not trying to push the client, is always working on the client's time, which is give the client availability of the purchasing the vehicle at any time they want. You just open up your laptop or your phone and deal with my agent. And when it comes to actual communication with the bank side of it, obviously we have our professional finance team. They oversee and they communicate with the bank. And when it comes to delivery of the physical part of the vehicle, obviously the human touch needed. But as far as where we are today in the OCAL side on the AI technology, our goal is to create such a trust and such a opportunity for our clientele, for anybody in Canada basically, or maybe at some point in the United States or anywhere, you know, they allow us to offer our technology, offer our services. What we want to do, we want to protect the both sides. We want to protect the client, and also we want to protect the vehicle and purchasing the vehicle. We want to make sure the client is happy. We want to make sure the client is satisfied. We also want to make sure the client doesn't put themselves in a financial crisis. We see it in past 5 to 10 years. You know, everybody buys a vehicle. If 2 years, 3 years down the road, they want to go replace the vehicle, either get a different one, get a bigger one, a smaller one, shorter one, taller one. They're always dealing with the negative equity, and the negative equity is a big conversation right now. Why? Because a dealer has to overcharge the vehicle because they have a 10 million, 8 million dealership, and they have 700, you know, staff that they got to pay for it. Also, they got to pay for a light, they got to pay for management team and every other thing. So all those costs, it becomes portion of the profitability on every sale of the vehicle, which customer essentially pays for it. And where customers doesn't understand is, well, I have to pay this price. Why? Because everybody charges it. We want to eliminate that. We want to have obviously profitability, but we don't want it to be to the point we never can see that client again, or that client never can have another vehicle because of the amount of negative equity or because of, you know, the depreciation of the vehicle. Interest rate is not in my control, that's bank. But the quality of the sale is in my control, it's in OCAL's control. So what we want to do, we want to make sure our agent, which is our AI agent, it does such a seamless and great job so customer feels comfortable dealing with it. Also, there is massive security line with the AI to making sure there is no fraud involved, making sure there is no pressure towards the client, and also every single detail of the conversation will be documented. In a sense, if the client wants or said certain things, it's never going to be forgotten. We're all human. We all make mistakes. 15, 20 years ago when Google was available to people, they were not really trusting it. Everyone has an issue. Oh, I don't know if the Google said the same thing. Nowadays, you ask people, what's your mother's name? They say, let me Google it, right? So the fact of the matter is AI is here to stay. It's a technology. It's gonna help us to scale and help you as a client to not be taking advantage of or not getting what you want in a timely manner. We are here to expand. We are here to create such a automation for the client to be able to, at any given time, to be in control of their documents, in their contracts, knowing where their vehicle is, knowing where the vehicle coming from, having every peace of mind to secure them, to satisfy and be excited about taking ownership of their new vehicle and be excited. And one last thing, you shouldn't be just excited when you buy a brand new vehicle. You should be excited when you purchase anything new in your life. And that's what we want to offer to the client with the security, and we want to make sure it's fast, seamless, and at the end of the day, not putting them in a financial crisis. Again, my name is Mehdi. I'm the CEO and co-founder of OCAL Financial. I appreciate your time. Hope you guys are going to help us to expand and grow OCAL and be able to help everyone in Canada and in the future anywhere on earth. Thank you. Bye-bye.